Who told you this was a good idea? Who told you? Was it Hulk? Was it Hulk? He told you this was a good idea? Huh? Who was it? Kermit the Frog? What? It couldn't have been Kermit because he said it's not easy being green. And you made this look easy.
Tell Trump to paint the pool.
I'm pretty sure this is how Superman died. You got a whole pool full of kryptonite. That's what you got. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. Trump, what's this? Huh? What's this? Yeah, before Trump and after Trump. And you know, initially when I saw this, I thought they were talking about America in general. You know what I mean? I thought they were talking about the state of the world, you know, the general state of humanity before Trump and after Trump. I didn't know they were talking about the actual reflecting pool. Huh? I didn't know they were talking. I've been here for decades. I grew up here. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Got the whole world coming down and wondering if the Lincoln Memorial is sponsored by Mountain Dew. What's this? You know what? Let me put this in some terms you can understand. Who ordered the Lincoln Memorial a shamrock shape?
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Who did that? Huh? Who did that? Got the whole reflecting pool looking like gazpacho. And then when people actually get in it, there was cold broccoli cheddar. That's what you got us looking like. That's what you got us looking like. We can only hope that somebody thinks we got a matcha fountain down here on the Capitol. That would be an absolute miracle. And don't act like this is a problem that preceded you, because this been perfectly fine for decades. That's right. Up until yesterday, this is how people interacted with the reflecting pool, which we all own. Now Trump will arrest anyone who puts a finger in the water. How exactly is this freedom that the GOP constantly says we have more of now than ever before? Let's get back to the old way. Oh yes, that is correct. It is the reflecting pool that we all own. And we're going to circle back around to the freedoms, right? The freedoms with MAGA. They hate our freedom.
Freedom, 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 oi! Freedom, 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 oi!
I've been here since the 80s. That's right. And at no point did it look like Shrek set up a lap pool in the middle of the National Mall.
Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
At no point. At no point. Got the whole reflecting pool looking like the birthplace of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I swear, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, and Donatello gonna come out there at any moment. Cowabunga! At any moment. You know you see a lot of rats, so you know Splinter must be roaming around here somewhere.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
He must be roaming around here somewhere. And for people of a different generation, I don't think people came down to the Lincoln Memorial to see Swamp Thing. I don't think they did. Swamp Thing. I don't think they did. They absolutely did not. But you know what? I used to wonder back in the day, when I used to watch Nickelodeon back in the day, they had You Can't Do That on television. I loved that show. I loved You Can't Do That. I used to wonder how they made the slime. I never knew. I never knew where they got the slime from. I never knew that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Got the whole National Mall looking like a public pool. Yeah, it absolutely does. Gas station bathroom water. Right there for the world to see.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes. Somebody open the window.
It looks like the Chicago River on St. Patrick's Day.
All right, so apparently everybody was telling Trump this was a bad idea, including some of his inner circle. I actually have a clip of one of his closest advisors advising him against painting this pool.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
That got me by surprise. They got me by surprise. That was good. Don't laugh, Trump. Don't laugh. Who told you this was a good idea? Who told you? Was it Hulk? Was it Hulk? He told you this was a good idea? Huh? Who was it? Kermit the Frog? What? It couldn't have been Kermit because he said it's not easy being green. And you made this look easy.
Tell Trump to paint the pool.
Yeah, you made this look easy. I'm pretty sure this is how Superman died. You got a whole pool full of kryptonite. That's what you got. You just got kids crying and whatnot. Now we know who the Grinch is that stole the National Mall. We know who the Grinch is that stole the reflecting pool. We absolutely do.
The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
But I feel bad for people that come all the way down to D.C. and go to see Lincoln Memorial, go by the reflecting pool, and just get disoriented. Like, at what point did we go to Kansas out here looking like the Wicked Witch of the West? Out here looking like the Wicked Witch of the West. Are we in Emerald City? That's crazy. I thought I went to D.C. and we went to Emerald City. Huh? Man, that's nuts. Well, you know what? I always wanted to see the Green Monster. Now I don't have to go to Boston. Yeah, I don't even have to go. I always wanted to see the Green Monster. But somebody tell me when they moved the Statue of Liberty to D.C. I didn't know the Statue of Liberty was here in D.C. They melted it down and made a pool. I'ma tell everybody I know. I'ma tell everybody I know. And I bet I'm gonna be the first one in my whole friend group to know that the reflecting pool won the Masters. Got a whole green jacket. Nuts.
Man, this some old bullshit.
And by the way, we were not finished because all the people in my chat had some more for you, Trump. How about this? Lime green jello. You want to talk about Godzilla's pull-up? How about Dubai chocolate? How about the Jolly Green Pool? The Mucinex guy. Pistachio cream, the Green Hornet, the Green Ranger, the Green Jolly Rancher, Trump's bathroom, dumpster juice, Toxic Crusaders, Yoda's outhouse, Ecto Cooler, Slimer from Ghostbusters, Key Lime Pie, an Irish Pub 4, Gang Green, Gastric Green, the Seattle Supersonics, Sonic's Revenge, Soylent Green, a stain on a plastic couch cover, moldy bread, and last but not least, collard green water. These are just some suggestions from the people on what you were going for when you landed at that shade of green for the people's reflecting pool. You're welcome. Now, Trump, tell the truth. Now, because we know you worship money. Did you make this money green on purpose? Did you make this money green on purpose? Because I'm going to tell you right now, when they asked me what color I wanted to make my free-ish since 1865 t-shirts, I said reflecting pool green. I said reflecting pool green. You did that.
Are the contractors who did the initial work with the reflecting pool, are they to blame for the current condition, or is it the vandals?
We had vandalism. No, vandals.
How you know that? Huh? How you know that? How you know that? Huh? Because I know if you had evidence, we would have seen it. But apparently, if you're a contractor, you only got to certify it for what, 24 hours? How long was it? 24, 48? Did it even make it 48 hours? Huh? Or do you operate by the minute like y'all used to do back in the day? When y'all used to pay by the minute? Yeah. Is it something like that? Huh?
You know, we have I think 290, 300 foot slit right through it. Probably a box cutter or a knife of some kind.
I'm sorry, Trump, did you say a slit? With a box cutter? Huh? What an issue right here? What an issue?
This will last for at least 50 years, and you'll never have a leak. It's very strong. You couldn't, if you had a knife, I don't want to give anybody ideas. If you had a knife, you can't even cut it. So strong, so powerful. It's like powerful rubber. So I guess they made it knife proof, but not box cutter proof. Is that, you know what I mean? Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
National Guard and police have been all over the mall. How would these vandals have gotten so close to do something like that?
Do you have any proof of
I
this?
mean, we didn't have a lot of them then. Who would think that somebody would go into a pool and take a knife and start cutting it?
Do you have proof of that?
Apparently you did. Apparently you did. It takes one to know one. You already done talked all about it. Oh yeah, by the way, he asked about proof. He asked about proof.
Well, let's put it this way. When you have a 350, I think it's 350, not 250, a 350-foot slit from one end to the other, you think that's proof? You think that's proof?
Reporters have been down there today looking for that slit that you mentioned, and there's no evidence of
all
it.
you'd have to do is see the Parks Department. They'll show it to you. Or see the secretary. But I saw it. They cut it. They cut it very violently. The same thing with the floor. They cut it.
Oh, okay. So this must be the kind of slit you need the special glasses to see. Is that what you need the VR glasses to see the slit? So you go to the Parks Department. They'll give you that alternate reality glasses, and that's what you need to see the slit. And you know what? If you wait a couple days, we're gonna put a tarp over it. If you wait a couple days, then it'll be visible without the glasses. We'll get a cut in there. Yeah.
Part of what's curious about this situation is we stood here with you in April when you first revealed the plans.
I said what?
In April, you showed us pictures of what you were going to do at the pool, and you said you had a guy who was going to do it in a week for about $1 million.
Well,
It's been 2 months for $16.5 million.
Yeah, okay, ready? Barack Hussein Obama. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Boy, hey, Trump. Hey, did you pay your rent? Did you pay your rent? No, you got to pay him now. He been living rent free in there for a decade. Now you got to pay him just to stay in there. That's crazy. Wow. When in case of emergency, break open racism. That's what Barack Hussein Obama. Have you ever heard of him? Now, here's the wild part. And I love just how much we've normalized just having the president sitting there fumbling for the mouthpiece and knowing that it's nonsense coming out of his mouth and it's just regular. There's that part. But also, how about this? I'm no detective, but it sure seems like something that could be easily proven with a quick look at the 24-hour webcams. How about this? So we have a whole Department of Justice. We have a whole FBI. We got National Guardsmen down there. We have Park Police. We have all of these law enforcement arms that are forced to cede that they have no evidence of the crime that the Trump is accusing the American public of to protect his ego. Y'all have all agreed to admit to complete incompetence for him. Congratulations. Keep your hands off any floating paint chips, but this is okay. And then there's that. And then there's that. There's the J6 of it all. How about that? I can tell you this, Trump. They gonna drag you.
They're about to drag you. They're about to drag you. In these comments. In these comments. In these comments, oh, they about to drag you. Hey, they about to drag you. In these comments. In these comments. Screenshots say whole thread on fire. You type too quick, now they all inspired. Refresh, reload, naming every line you hit. Send once. Now you're trending right. They about to drag you. Hey, they about to drag you. Hey, in these comments. In these comments. Oh, yeah. They about to drag you. They about to drag you.
This can get you arrested. This can get you pardoned and rewarded. This can get you reelected with no accountability. How about that part? How about that part? Yeah, y'all pressing imaginary vandals harder than everybody in the Epstein files. How that look? How that look? Y'all still protecting the kids, MAGA? Is that what y'all doing?
These are cases that will be prosecuted to the full extent. If there are more serious products that are put into the reflecting pool to create more algae or a bigger problem, then we'll consider more serious charges. But make no mistake, making DC beautiful is a priority, and if you damage, vandalize, or do anything to impact something like the reflective pool, you can be prosecuted.
Hey, Janine Pirro, when you say more serious charges, is this more or less severe than the Subway sandwich, than the Subway sandwich thrower? Where does this rate with the Subway sandwich thrower, huh?
Flashback.
Well, now to an update on that man accused of throwing a sandwich at a federal law enforcement officer in D.C. Sean Dunn is charged with assaulting an officer, which is a felony.
And by the way, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody with your silhouette pouring out the end of their Chardonnay the other day. Would that be considered one as well? I guarantee that Judge Janine will not charge anyone for dumping chemicals into the reflecting pool, because if they had any evidence, they would be parading it around 24/7. The reality is Trump screwed up the reflecting pool by overpaying on a no-bid contract to an amateur. Huh. An amateur, you say? MAGA. I think y'all have some experience with amateur hour.
All right, Caroline, any more details on the 5 people that have been arrested regarding vandalism here?
The vandalism is very real, despite what Tim Walz wants to say. It's an imaginary problem. No, it is not. It's a very real problem. In fact, I spoke with the National Park Service just before joining the show. They now have 17 police reports that have been filed in just the matter of a few days. There's actually been 6 arrests at the reflecting pool, where, again, these deranged individuals, many of them longtime donors to the Democrat Party, to Barack Obama, to Act Blue, that have been vandalizing and desecrating our federal monument, one of the most beautiful monuments in the world, the reflecting pool. And that's why President Trump is not going to stop with this effort. We're going to not only hold those people accountable, but we're going to fix the pool, continue to make it beautiful from this despicable vandalism, just in time to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday next week.
Let's just sit with this. Let's just sit with this for a moment. She said there have been 6 arrests. We'll see how the prosecution looks with regards to that and the evidence that they have yet to put forward. But how about this? You mean to tell me, because MAGA, y'all want to be taken seriously. Y'all want to be taken seriously. Y'all want us to treat you like grown adults. Y'all looking to re-enter proper society. She just told you many of them are longtime donors to the Democratic Party, to Barack Obama, and Act Blue. They know their donor history, but they can't even show you any evidence. Y'all already know the donor history. Y'all already know that. She said that. She said that. And knew that y'all would be childish, immature, and or stupid enough to let it ride. There's a 24/7 camera that shows the reflecting pool. If someone went into the pool and made a 250-foot gash, it would have been seen. Trump is lying again. Everyone knows it, but the people at the Justice Department are randomly going after people to soothe Trump's fragile ego. Not, but you know what it is? Hey, you know what it is? That camera, that 24/7 camera, it doesn't show you what a person is doing at any given time. It shows you their donor history. That's what it shows you, whether or not they donated to Barack Obama and Act Blue. That's the limitation of the surveillance camera. It won't show what they're doing. No, it just, it's all donor history. That's what Caroline Levitt said. She sure enough did. Are maggots really buying this BS that the pool was vandalized? I showed you just how low the bar had been set, right? I showed you just how low the bar had been set. You think they cleared it? Huh? You think they cleared it? We need to talk about the fact that a deranged leftist might have just killed a baby duck for political purposes. And Trump drops truth on the radical vandals. These disgusting lowlifes just desecrated one of America's most beautiful landmarks, the reflecting pool built to honor Washington and Lincoln. Okay, MAGA. Okay, I'll bite. Yeah, the radical leftists have vandalized the reflecting pool. Who vandalized the economy? Huh? Who vandalized the economy? Who vandalized the Trump tariffs? Huh? Who vandalized the Trump tariffs? Who vandalized the Strait of Hormuz? Huh? Who vandalized the war in Iran? Who vandalized that? Huh? Who vandalized that? Who vandalized gas prices? Who? Do we know who vandalized gas prices? Huh? Who vandalized the Epstein files reveal? Who vandalized? Huh? Do we know? Who vandalized Signal Chat? Huh? Who vandalized? Huh? No, we never got to an answer. Who vandalized the Charlie Kirk investigation? Oh, I know y'all back in court. I saw y'all back in court. Who vandalized the Charlie Kirk investigation? Huh? Who vandalized the ballroom? Was that the same people? Was that the same people that vandalized the ballroom? Who vandalized the Melania movie? Huh? Who was it? Who vandalized the Melania? No suspects. That's crazy. Who vandalized the guest list at Trump's birthday party? Huh? I saw everybody y'all that invited desecrated. The whole list was desecrated. No, it was worse than the birthday party last year, and we still don't know who vandalized that. We still don't know. Had a tank crying for his life, going up the street. He could have been in wartime. He going up Independence. We don't know who vandalized that. Huh? Hey, who vandalized Trump's weight? Huh? Who vandalized that? Because I saw his height and weight, as he says, basically a defensive end in the NFL. That's what he says. Who vandalized it? That's what I want, because we know what we see. So I want to know who vandalized his doctor's appointments. Huh? Then convinced him that taking repeated cognitive tests is a good thing. Who vandalized that? Huh? Who did that? Who vandalized his hair plugs? Who did that? No, because he got plugs, and apparently they were painful enough that it was some static. When he got with Megyn Kelly told us all about it. Yeah, he got plugs that were that painful, and this was the result. Who vandalized those? Come on. Hey, MAGA, who vandalized his approval ratings? Huh? Who vandalized his approval ratings? Because I certainly know that wasn't intentional. That has to be radical leftists, right?
So, if you haven't noticed, President Trump is trying to transform the nation's capital into his own image, from paving over Jackie Kennedy's Rose Garden for a patio to turning the Oval Office into something that resembles one of Saddam Hussein's palaces. Then there's that $400 million ballroom replacing the East Wing. But this Mar-a-Lago-fication isn't stopping at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. According to Reuters, Trump is pursuing one of the most dramatic physical makeovers of the Capitol in modern presidential history, which includes a 250-foot triumphal arch near the National Mall, the Arc de Trump, if you will, which would be taller than the Arc de Triomphe, of course, and a new pedestrian promenade connecting the Lincoln Memorial to the Potomac River that Trump says might be named after him. And he just had the reflecting pool painted a shade he calls American flag blue, which one cultural landscape expert compared to a lap pool. Subtlety has never been Trump's specialty. The White House says these projects are about beauty, legacy, and preparing for America's 250th anniversary. But preservationists, historians, and some lawmakers say something very different is happening. A president working fast to put his own stamp on public spaces that, last time I checked, belong to all Americans. Paul Farber, the director of Monument Lab, told The Guardian that there's no real precedent for a sitting president memorializing himself at this speed during his own administration.
And it's at this point I have to press MAGA, because we had the point that was raised earlier about the freedoms that we don't enjoy. And I have made the point repeatedly about the fact that MAGAs have boxed themselves into a place where they can't disagree with anything that the administration or Trump deems is the path forward without getting kicked out of the movement altogether. They literally have zero freedom. But how about this? Because I want to press you to a point to see that this populist movement has allowed one man to move on federally owned and nationally owned property to memorialize himself, to uplift himself. Now that is really interesting, because that really would run counter to the whole populist idea, would it not? That would really run counter to him being for you and for every man. He said, make America great again, but he's not memorializing America now, is he? He is not. No, that is not the Ark de America, is it? That is, how about that?
But getting back to that ballroom, a public citizen report revealed that over the last 6 months, more than half of its publicly known corporate donors have received new or expanded federal contracts worth more than $50 billion. And 16 of the 27 known corporate donors have had federal enforcement actions magically disappear. That includes antitrust or merger reviews of Amazon, Apple, Meta, and NVIDIA, labor cases involving Google and Lockheed Martin, and SEC questions involving Coinbase and Ripple. I'm sure that's all just a huge coincidence.
Now, wait a minute. I'm sorry, Katie Couric. Did you say that not only do they have this system of back and forth favors, but repeated multiple members that are getting these government contracts currently have federal actions against them? That's who's being chosen for these federal contracts. I guess it takes one to know one, huh? Those are your circles. And then they have the nerve to want to characterize us as criminal.
Oh, and by the way, we'll probably end up funding at least some of this. For example, Trump originally claimed his ballroom wouldn't cost taxpayers a penny, but then Republicans in Congress tried to get the government to foot $1 billion bill for the ballroom's security infrastructure. That's been tabled for now. Meanwhile, an organization called Hands Off the Arts had a live feed of the Kennedy Center so Americans could watch the Trump name being taken off the building per a judge's ruling. So that's one Washington monument where the name Trump can't be set in stone.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't, Katie Couric. Hey, if it's set in stone, we got a stone cutter. I can tell you that right now. Ain't nothing he put his name on making it to dinner time the night of the next inauguration. I can guarantee it.
I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
This reflecting pool thing in D.C. was, a little puzzling to me, because I was like, they estimated $1.3 million to paint the reflecting pool. And I said to myself, the man steals billions. He's not going to be interested in, getting kicked back $300,000 or whatever. Well, surprise me, he did have a plan for this. So it's been reported that the price has gone up. Now it's $13.1 million. And that starts to become lunch money for Trump, right? But here's the part I really like. The New York Times is reporting that Trump is taking entrance fees for our national parks, money that is supposed to go to maintain our national parks, bringing that money into D.C. and spending it on, quote, repairing fountains in Washington, D.C., including the reflecting pool. He's stealing money from the national parks, bringing it to his $13 million reflecting pool paint job, and then well, you know the rest.
Hey, MAGA, I need to holler at you one more time. Yeah, about the whole uplifting of America and this whole populist movement that y'all still claim. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, somebody need to address it. This is Trump donor and Mar-a-Lago neighbor John Cafaro, who got the no-bid contract to install a water purification system for the reflecting pool. He has 2 prior convictions, one for bribing a member of Congress and another for an illegal loan that violated campaign finance laws. No, I'm not buying it. That photo is AI. That's not a real person. That is not. That's AI. Y'all ain't slick. The $1.7 million no-bid contract to clean the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool went to a company ultimately owned by Trump donor John J. Cafaro, who previously pleaded guilty in separate federal cases involving bribery and campaign finance violations. The company's name, Greenwater Services. That's a real, and that's the company name too? That's it. MAGA, is there anything about this man that says make America great again? Is this the merit-based society that we've been seeking to find him? To find him. This is the merit-based society that we... No, I know he looked like a Batman villain. Boy, all right, hey, I know we already did a dragon montage, but I can't help you, dog. I can't. You seen you. I can't help you, dog.
A laugh reacts flood, every clap on beat, one wrong word. Now they quote your tweet, say you did too much, say you're not that guy. You can log off now, but receipts don't die. They about to drag you, they about to drag you. In these comments, hey, they about to drag you, they about to drag you. Oh, in these comments.
All right, now I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a lot of good ones. It was. Well, y'all hit me with Paul Bear. Y'all hit me with Paul Bear and the Penguin. Can I give you a sleeper though? Can I give you a sleeper? This is my favorite pick of not John Candy. That's you can't make this up, boy. You really cannot make this up. So that was the guy giving you the expertise. So MAGA, what you will have us to believe is that the man who was responsible for that laundry list of issues that have gone horribly wrong during just a year and a half of his stewardship, the man who hasn't been able to complete a single sentence from beginning to end without taking a whole detour, that guy decided that he wanted to renovate the reflecting pool, put this guy in charge, the owner of Greenwater Services. And y'all are rocking with the fact that it was vandals who have donated to Barack Obama and Act Blue, and we already know that within 24 hours with no evidence, over a piece of property that is surveilled 24/7. That's what you're going with. I have to say it almost every episode. I have to give Trump a little bit of credit because he's making all these people sign on to this. He's making it's almost like a heat check at this point. It's almost like he's giving you the argument equivalent of shooting from half court just to see if y'all gonna ride with it. And if you do, that's on your record. No, we got it all. We got it all.
The Trump administration decided to spend over $13 million coating the reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial with a blue paint made for metal because they don't understand the water cycle. Let me explain. 2 weeks ago, Doug Burgum went before Congress and said, we had to do this. We have to paint this blue. We have to put this epoxy type coating on there to keep it from leaking 40,000 gallons of water that it is leaking every single day, and we don't know where it's going. One, these are heavy stones that were placed decades ago. If they were actively leaking 40,000 gallons of water a day through seams into the notoriously swampy soil below the reflecting pool, it would be sinking, and it is not. What is happening instead is it is evaporating. The reflecting pool is only about 18 inches deep. It's about 2,200 feet long, and it's fairly wide if you've ever seen it. It's very shallow on the edges. That water heats up every single day. And some back of the napkin math says it evaporates right around 45,000 gallons of water every single day. So the Trump administration is spending $13 million to paint the reflecting pool this horrendous blue color, all because they do not understand the water cycle. They do not understand that water evaporates naturally and you have to put it back in. And when you have shallow bodies of water, it evaporates. It's not leaking water. It's going up into the clouds. Yeah, that's the Trump administration. They don't understand the basic water sciences.
But y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. Y'all definitely wouldn't know. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. Nah. Who out there? Team Algae. Hey, you not helping, dog. You not helping. You not helping. Can we do something about him? There's more of them out there.
Let's grow, Algae. Let's grow. Woo! Let's grow, Algae. Let's grow. Woo!
Wow, no, I like the frog suit. But we don't need it. We don't need it. They made it green all by themselves. They made it green all by themselves. Don't muddy the water. No pun intended. I said no pun intended.
I mean, if this isn't the swamp monster that he's supposed to have cleaned out of the DC area, I don't know what is. Instead of getting rid of the swamp and cleaning it out, he created a second one. Of course, as soon as there was an opportunity for algae and fish, this golem-looking thing had to show up. Oh, God, he's so fucking ugly. Oh. This one broke me. I mean, if you grew up in the era, you know exactly what I mean. Like, oh, I was like, no, do not give this death to him. This I thought was funny as fuck with this whole Iran deal, because let's be honest, this is exactly what happened. America lost the war with Iran because of President Pumpkin Titties being such a idiot. And now we live in the United States of not even red, white, and green, just green, because that swamp showing up for the G7. And then promptly taking a nap, of course. But, let's use some matches to keep his eyes open. Can somebody light those really quick? Aw, here he is, getting interviewed, meet the press, crying, make a book, baby, because she asked a question and for evidence. And let's be honest, we know this is really what it's all about right here, in every way.
Well, looks like they got you pegged pretty well, Trump. Looks like they got you pegged pretty well. Hey, you know how many reflecting pool disasters we had in the whole 8 years of Obama? Huh? Hey, the same amount of evidence y'all got for vandalism. That's it.